Hey guys, Travis here on the first day of MLG Dallas 2013 with Xpecial. Fresh off of the first game of the day, his first win of the tournament. How you doing, Xpecial?
Doing really well. It was a really good first game for us. We played really well, and I'm just looking forward to other games, and hopefully we pull out one win each day.
Yeah. So this is a little bit different because you only have to play not even one best of three, but literally one game a day for 3 days. Is it just you really enjoy the extra time to get used to it, or I know a lot of pros like to sort of warm up over the course of a day. How is it different from like a normal or last year's MLGs and IPLs?
Well, last year's MLG and IPLs, they were like you play a best out of three, you have more than one game a day, usually like one game every like 3-4 hours, so you probably get like 3 games a day. Right. Or 3 matches and up to 9 games. So it's really different. It means that this one game counts so much, and you have to warm up beforehand without even playing a game. Like you just have to be a custom game or whatever. So that's very different.
Well, let me ask you about that game because you played against GGU and it seemed like you just really, they didn't put up as much of a fight. I remember seeing about 22 minutes in, you guys had this the first inhibitor thing. You just sort of rolled over them like a wave. What do you think about GGU right now? I mean, it seems like they're kind of struggling.
So GGU, they've been screaming against us a lot, but not in the past 2 weeks. They didn't realize that we would pull out something new. Like people always say, "Oh, TSM, they always pull the same shit over and over," but not really. We innovate, but we innovate in like small sections in a way. So we innovate like maybe one player at a time, and they did not expect a TF pick. I was in the restroom afterwards, and Zion's partner was like, we didn't expect a TF pick at all. And it showed. They just did not know how to deal with TF. They had 2 TPs to try to deal with it, but didn't work. And it showed, we innovated away from our normal strategies, and it really worked. Yeah.
So I know Reggie already answered this on stage, but for anybody who missed it, what was the deal? You guys only banned two things. What happened there?
We were talking about the bans before game. Yeah. We actually thought we were going to be in purple side. When I looked at the schedule, it was like purple. And then like an hour before the game, they asked the referee, and it was like, oh, we're blue side. And so we were like, okay, so what should we ban instead? And then we just couldn't think of a ban that we needed. Okay. Usually, when you're blue side, you don't need to ban like the OPs, quote unquote. So we had an extra ban, and we decided not to ban anything. We were probably going to ban Zed or something, but I mean, it didn't really matter.
Yeah, why decide not to ban like anything? Why not just decide like pick something at random?
I mean, we could have, but it just came down to the time, and we just like. Nobody reacted, and that's just what happened.
All right, so I have to ask a little bit about earlier today. There's a little bit of Twitter drama. I know Dyrus Dad said some things about TSM's leadership not really being descriptive. You mentioned that you sort of felt like that was an unfair statement or something along those lines. Do you have anything you want to add or anything you want to say about any of that?
Yeah, so when people look at TSM, they only see the outside. Yeah. Even with GameCrypt, you still see only a fraction of how the team operates. Right. And overall, we're still a very close-knit team. You don't see any team have the same roster for so long. Yeah. When Dyrus does something really, really bad, we don't immediately go towards the option of replacing him. Yeah. Even though some of the stuff he has done has really frustrated not just the team, but like our sponsors, our team manager, right. And I mean, we don't kick people off. Like, Dyrus, he's a friend. Even though, like Reginald, he wants to keep a business relationship with all of us, yeah. But in the end, he's still very friendly to us. And Dyrus' dad was overreacting. I mean, father, son, you're gonna want your son to, stay really strong and stuff like that. But Dyrus, like, we were just joking around before the game. Like, we're all buddies. Yeah. And people don't always realize that. So even when I got upset at Dyrus, we're okay now. We're okay like the next day, maybe even before that. So it's not a big deal. And I just feel his dad overreacted. But it's okay. I understand. Father, son, happens. Yeah.
Very true. Let's talk about just the rest of the games you have for the weekend. How are you feeling about them? Pretty confident, or either one of them you're particularly concerned about?
Well, we beat Complexity before, and Curse we have not. So obviously we are worrying more about them. Yeah. But this week we've been performing pretty well so far, so I'm hoping that will carry into the next game, and hopefully we can go 3-0 this week.
Well, any final shout-outs you want to make at all?
Yeah, of course. Big thank you to fans and our sponsors, Asus, Astro, Qualcomm Snapdragon, Corsair, Gunners, Origin PC, Kingston HyperX, and Ventrilo. Thank you.
Well, thanks a ton for the interview. Best of luck throughout the rest of the event. For everyone, this is Travis on the first day of MLG Dallas. You can check out the rest of our coverage at GameSpot.com/esports.